Hello, this is Jay.
And Jack.
Here to talk about Jay and Jack Plus, our new podcasting venture where we do podcasts about Fringe,
Games of Thrones,
Firefly,
The Married Man Show,
Jay and Jack TV.
and more.
And it's only for 1 penny for the first month, and that is awesome. So you can check that out, jayandjacktv.com. Click on the Plus feed, become a member for only 1 penny. You can't beat
You can
that.
try it for a penny, 1 month for a penny.
So check it out. Hasta luego, and goodbye.
Bye.
Brock? Okay.
Do you think that the writers and the directors wanted more to be implied or inferred or like left to imagination? I think it was more like J.J. Abrams' analogy to the mystery box.
Does anybody know what the analogy to the mystery box that he's talking about? Those are really good TED Talks where he kind of breaks it down, and he's had this mystery box. Chris, why don't you start this one off?
Actually, if you could set it up a little bit more, that'd be great. I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, not around.
I think
He got this. There was this magic shop that he loved as a kid, and he bought this mystery box which had like stuff inside, like mystery stuff. And I believe he still hasn't opened it. So what he does with the story is he tries to find that thing that he can't open and kind of build the story around that element of mystery. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
seen it in like 3
it's
years.
it's the same idea that, like, I think we saw in season 6 when we finally got the answers. Some of the answers we were demanding, we weren't satisfied with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when he opens that box, he knows everything will be gone. All the magic will be gone.
Yeah.
All the answers will be much less interesting than what he thought it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's definitely the story of Lost, and much to the frustration, I think, of a lot of people. But that's really, I think, it served his vision there that way, for sure.
Yeah, and it just makes the show so much better from that perspective because, I mean, just in that EW, that little video, and it's just like, shut up, Barry. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, Barry. There's no name in the world that could be better than Man in Black. There's nothing that can beat that, in my opinion. So I think that is a pretty much one of the main elements of Lost.
But I would say that that's also one of the main elements of modern storytelling.
True.
Is the information that writers withhold, and that's gotten that's become more and more of a fact of storytelling as we've gone on. Like if you look at Starsky and Hutch, there's not much they don't tell you. But and as writers, you can withhold different types of information from people. Like if you look at The West Wing, you watch a scene out of The West Wing, half of the fun is figuring out what they're talking about. Like that whole cold opening to the pilot episode of West Wing. Everyone gets a text message that says, POTUS has fallen off his bike. POTUS has fallen off his bike. We all know what that means now because we've seen the show. Mm-hmm. Or a lot of us have. But at the time, it's like, you don't know who POTUS is, and it's only right before they cut to the opening sequence that you realize that POTUS is president of the United States. So withholding information is really, for me at least, is key to storytelling. It keeps you interested. It keeps you trying to figure it out. And if you do know all the answers, you might not like what you get.
Plus, I think... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we saw Person of Interest with Michael Emerson, and there's a point in that episode, the pilot episode, where then he explains every single detail about why it is and what he's doing.
Right.
And it's just like, wow, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know if you just didn't tell me any of that. So it is a bit of a give and take of that kind of stuff.
But the way they told the story, though, someone was mentioning theories that people have. Some of the theories you can still hold on to because they didn't answer it. So you could be right.
You might not be right. They might.
All right, well, you get Miss Juliet Burke. Come on down.
Wow, people like that one.
Nice. Comes with her own gas mask.
Yeah.
All right. Who was first?
No one on that side yet.
Right here? Right here? Cool.
Has Dale ever watched a show with you guys?
No. No.
No, Dale watched the first season with us and loved it.
Oh, that's right. We watched it
at Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, all the way through Christmas.
He watched
Day.
like 12, 13 because we'd already seen it, but he wanted to. What's this Lost thing? So he watched like 12 or 13 episodes with us, and I think he gave up after the first season, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he just gave up.
Yeah,
he got confused. If you've heard The Married Man, come on.
All right, you, sir, get a very pregnant Claire Littleton.
Claire, what would Claire say?
Don't tell me how to raise my baby, Charlie. Don't look at my action figure, Charlie. It's not flattering of me.
Wow.
All right, Did we see who's next when they threw up the hands?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, good job. Very good
Sorry.
job. I think this gentleman right here with the Bears hat, is that what that is? Yeah. Oh, Coyote? Okay, I couldn't see back there.
I was actually just wondering who you guys feel was the most important character to the overall story.
Wow.
Lost, and why?
The dog.
Go back to the dog.
We did a podcast where we tried. Someone had a question. They asked that question: top 5 characters, and we couldn't come up with who were the 5 most important characters. We kept going. Well, how do you leave this person off? How do you leave this person off?
The island.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I guess so.
Because it's the island. I mean, they did treat the island as a character, and the island is what really was kind of the centerpiece for the show. It's what pulled all those characters to it, and it's what changed all their lives. So I would say the island.
Yeah, we didn't come up with that.
pretty good.
So that's good.
That's,
That's a good one.
Outside the box sneaks.
that's why they're official Cross Podcast. Right? All right, well, come on down. You get, let's see, Claire Littleton.
Do the
For
voice.
their own Dharma peanut butter.
I love peanut butter, Charlie. Don't give me fake peanut butter. If you give me fake peanut butter, I'll forget about you so quick after you die.
And it happened, so.
Charlie who?
Let's see. How we have one figure left. So, where? Oh, Lynn, what do we got?
Hi, my question's for Ryan. I'm hoping to be able to visit Hawaii later this year. Do you happen to know of any lost sites that are accessible to people in wheelchairs?
I can go through a list. I can make you a list for sure. I'm always happy to help people who come to visit and get them to where they want to go. That's a very specific question, so I'd have to think about the ones, because a lot of them are not, just by nature, Mother Nature not being ADA compliant. But there's quite a few. There's still quite a few there. And in fact, there's the tour company operating still there, Ed Cause. I think you went with him. That the best tour for a lot of people is to just sit in a big giant truck and be driven everywhere. So that could work as well.
And we took the Beth tour.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
One question. Oh, that was the question.
Oh yeah, that was
We
one
got the
question.
sign.
And if you guys don't mind, we can do one more question. But this is the last action figure. I'm going to give this to Lynn. But if you want to pick out somebody else.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are watching like on Netflix, and so they just marathon it in like 3 or 4 weeks. And I think there's like pros and cons to the way that a lot of us did it over the 6 years and then in 4 weeks. Do you guys have an opinion which one is better, or can you just talk about?
The question is it better to watch it over 6 years or 6 months?
I would say 6 years, just because Jay and I are doing the Fringe rewatch. We're not doing a Fringe. We're going to eventually we're doing a Fringe podcast.
Yeah, we're doing a Fringe podcast.
So what we didn't watch it, we're just now watching it. So we're watching 4 episodes a week and trying to keep up with, I don't have any time to go back and rewatch, because Lost I would watch it 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and then go on message boards. Well, I can't go on any message boards, and I don't want to be spoiled. So I would say over the 6 weeks. 6 years. I'm sorry.
I think it's between the two. Like I think it's a lot of fun just to go straight through, and there's not much stress to it. But if you could go back in time and do it with the show and be part of the community, I think that's better.
For sure, that's better.
Yeah, but over 6 years, if you have the option of either or after the fact.
For example, like with Breaking Bad or with Fringe, we caught up with those quickly before Comic-Con, right? So we would just mainline them. We were watching the last episode of Fringe, getting on the plane to come here last year, for example. And one thing I like about it is, and I'm not sure what show creators would think about this, but I can see much more clearly what they're doing in terms of how a story moves through several episodes when you mainline it versus when you try to remember the next week everything that you saw previously.
But I think that the other side of that debate is, if you do take your time watching it, are you going to allow yourself more time to think about it and to ponder it in a way that you might not if you're just power hungry, eating them all.
Yeah,
but Lost is I think we can all agree Lost was a different show. There was times that I'd watch an episode and couldn't sleep because my mind's just sitting there going, and I'd get up and go on the computer. I couldn't sleep, so I'd get up and go on the computer, go on message boards, and just because it just like Breaking Bad. I'll go, wow, it was a great episode, but I'm not going. I'm not thinking about it,
Breaking Bad's like, oh, that episode. Okay, next episode.
Yeah, because Breaking Bad, I watched in about 2.5 weeks, and then I Burn Notice and all these other.
So I would say take the middle road. If you're watching it, and it's a really complex show that has a lot of questions and answers to it. Instead of powering through the episodes, maybe take your time and like if there is something that you want to ponder more, that's what the DVD resources are there for. That's what the internet's there for. It's like stop and go and say, hey, what about this, this, and this, and then power through. But then again, you might not have the time and you might not have the patience. Sometimes you just want to watch that next episode.
You said it was your friends, right? Maybe you can tell them, hey, you need to watch this episode again. This episode you can just kind of...
When you see Biling, hit fast forward.
Fast forward, all right, so before we get out of here, we're actually passing out some of our final season Lost posters, so everybody gets something today. Hopefully you also got our Jay and Jack Plus buttons. You also got our Lost buttons. And actually, Chris was giving out stuff for his new project. You want to talk about that a little bit real quick?
Yeah, I've got a graphic novel that's on Kickstarter, and we're raising funds for it. Damon blessed it, so hopefully we'll get produced soon.
It's pretty awesome. And also we're doing a Fringe podcast starting this season for Fringe and Game of Thrones as well, and that'll be on jayandjacktv.com if you want to check that out. And for those toys that we gave out, you can find those at Entertainment Earth booth 2343. And big thanks to them for the free figures. And Daniel Roebuck, Doc Ars, is going to be signing there later today. Make sure you get your free poster from Miss Who? What?
Oh, these are designed by Frack.
Oh, yes, and the posters were designed by Frack from
you can have two if you want. Let's give out as many as we can.
So anyways, thank you everybody for coming. We'll see you guys later.
When you guys exit, can you exit the doors in that corner?